Breaking news! A heavily armed convoy of soldiers from Niger Republic has just invaded Nigerian territory, and what happened next will shock you. According to a detailed report published by security analyst Zagazola Makama, a convoy of 4 Niger Republic military gun trucks, led by Captain Salifu Mono, crossed into Mazanya village in Jibia LGA of Katsina State at exactly 2 p.m. on Saturday. Zagazola reports that the soldiers entered Nigeria illegally, fired shots sporadically, caused panic among residents, and were later intercepted by Nigerian security forces who escorted them back across the border. He says the Nigerian commander apologized for the unauthorized entry and promised that it would not happen again. Now, what Zagazola reported may look like a simple border misunderstanding, but anyone who truly understands the security situation in Nigeria knows that this story does not add up. Not even a little, because what do you mean by a heavily armed military convoy from a foreign country crossed into Nigeria illegally, fired shots sporadically, caused panic among residents, and the Nigerian military simply escorted them back with an apology? Who exactly do they think they are fooling? Because what my source confirmed is very different from what was published. According to reliable intelligence, here is what actually happened. The Nigerian soldiers were in hot pursuit of terrorists. The terrorists tried to escape by running toward the Nigerian border, a tactic they've used for years because they know Nigeria's borders are weak and our response is slow. The Nigerian soldiers followed them across the line. This was not an incursion. It was a continuation of an active anti-terror operation. But immediately they entered Nigerian soil. The Nigerian authorities stopped them. They were ordered to withdraw, not because they committed any offense against Nigeria, but because Nigeria does not want other countries exposing the weakness of her security architecture. Now, let's ask the real questions. How does a full military convoy cross the Nigerian border without anyone stopping them? Who was manning that border? Where were the intelligence units, the patrol teams, the surveillance officers? These people did not appear from the sky. They drove through the same porous borders that terrorists walk in and out of every day. Yet the Nigerian government wants us to believe they detected the intrusion and intercepted them within an hour. Within an hour, a whole foreign army convoy? But Boko Haram and bandits move freely across the same borders for years in large groups with motorcycles, trucks, guns, and hostages. And nobody detects anything. Terrorists move in, kidnap citizens, raid villages, and disappear into the night. So when it is terrorists entering Nigeria, nobody sees anything. But when it is Nigerian soldiers pursuing terrorists, suddenly Nigeria becomes extremely alert and coordinated. And to understand how deep this problem goes, look at what happened to the former Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. He repeatedly pushed for Nigeria's borders to be fully secured. He warned that our borders were the #1 gateway for terrorism. He insisted that border communities must be reinforced. He even issued a directive that Nigerian soldiers should not wait for orders when their lives are under threat, that they should defend themselves instantly. That same CDS was removed. Why remove the one man in the entire military hierarchy who was willing to tell the truth? Because a secure border does not favor those who benefit from insecurity. It does not favor those who use terrorism as a political, economic, or strategic tool. And it definitely does not favor those who keep allowing these infiltrations because chaos keeps them in control. And let's look at something even more troubling. Why are terrorists able to run into Nigeria to escape arrest? Think about it. Terrorists fleeing Niger Republic did not run to Mali. They did not run to Chad. They did not run to Burkina Faso. They ran to Nigeria. Why? Because they know this place is safe for them. Because they know the system is weak. Because they know Nigeria is the one country where terrorists are more protected than ordinary citizens. They enter through the forests, the same way bandits enter Kaduna, Katsina, Niger, Zamfara, Kogi, Kwara, and Benue. They regroup, rearm, and return to the Sahel when they are ready for their next operation. So, the real question is, who is protecting these terrorists inside Nigeria? Who is giving them information? Who is giving them cover? Who is giving them the confidence to move freely? Because nothing in this region happens by accident. Now, let us connect the dots with what we already know about Nigeria's security structure. For years, the Nigerian government has refused to secure the borders. Satellite images, intelligence reports, and even statements from military insiders confirm that Nigeria has the most porous borders in West Africa, with over 1,400 illegal routes that completely bypass official checkpoints. General Musa tried to close these routes. He tried to enforce stricter border rules. He pushed for the military to take decisive action when terrorists attempt infiltration. He was sacked. Meanwhile, politicians continue traveling abroad, giving speeches and pretending that Nigeria is stable, while armed groups are literally crossing into the country in broad daylight. What happened in Katsina is not a mistake. It is a symptom. It is evidence of a country whose defensive walls have collapsed from the inside. Because when your borders are open, your sovereignty is gone. When terrorists can run into your country, your freedom is gone. When foreign soldiers can enter and leave without consequences, your dignity is gone. And when the government that is supposed to protect you keeps lying, pretending everything is fine, then the nation is no longer secure. It is only surviving. This incident with the Nigerian soldiers is bigger than what they are trying to make it look like. It is a sign of what is coming if Nigeria continues on this path. A country whose borders are open is a country waiting for disaster. A country where terrorists feel safe is a country heading toward collapse. A country that escorts armed foreign soldiers out politely is a country that has lost control of its own territory. And unless Nigeria wakes up, unless the people demand accountability, what happened in Katsina will not be the last. It will be the beginning, because right now, Nigeria is not being invaded from the outside. Nigeria is being weakened from the inside. And the people in power are acting like they do not see it. But history has a lesson. No nation survives when its borders fall. And Nigeria's borders fell long ago. The government is just pretending not to notice.
Border management is very critical. I've had countries, because of the level of insecurity they had to fence their borders. I know sometimes when you mention, people say, no, it's impossible. Pakistan fenced 1,350 kilometer border with Afghanistan. That was the only time they had peace. Saudi Arabia and Iraq, 1,400 kilometers fenced completely. Can we start thinking of fencing our borders? We have 1,500 kilometers with Niger Republic, 1,900 kilometers with Cameroon. Chad is there. All over us, surrounded by Francophone countries, and the Sahel is heating up. If we don't do anything, when the Sahel falls, it is Nigeria that everybody is interested in. Because they believe Nigeria is huge, Nigeria is big, Nigeria is rich. And that is what we should start thinking about. How do we secure fully and take control of our borders? It is critical for our survival.